All right, y'all. So pull the hey. Let's pull everything up a little bit and drop this down. Hey y'all, so y'all know we about to do a seafood bowl baked in the oven again. Alright. Alright. Pull the camera up a little bit more. Hey girl, hey, Beth. Alright. So, we have already cleaned the shrimp. Pull everything up a little bit more. We've already cleaned the shrimp. And I'm trying to get this right. Hey, honey. We got the shrimp clean. And we have everything done. Oh, you're welcome. I enjoy cooking for y'all. So we got the shrimp done. They're clean. I deveined the backs, but I left the shells on them so they can get that awesome taste. We have some seafood boil. I couldn't find this one in the store. This is what I usually use, but I couldn't find it. So I went ahead and got the Old Bay seasoning. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, Frida, I miss you too, y'all. If I don't talk to Frida every day, y'all, she swear that I've abandoned her. I love you too, baby Frida. All right, so we zoomed in a lot better. So I have the Old Bay seasoning right here. I have the Conecuh sausage. I have some minced garlic. I have an onion. I have 2 lemons. And then I have a pack of ranch seasoning. Also, I boiled the potatoes already. I've melted the butter. The shrimp and everything are clean. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. And then we're going to start chopping up some stuff, okay? Hey, honey. Hey, from Michigan. So let me go ahead and wash my hands real quick. All right, so this one is not going to be that big, but I really wanted was the potatoes. So we have some crab and some large Gulf shrimp, and we have some red potatoes that are on the stove. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get ready. So what I like to do is I like to chop my lemon in half. She said, "Love Alfreda." We're gonna chop them in half. Then we're gonna chop them into 4s. All right. So, have you guys, did y'all see the royal wedding today? Like, I've been watching, like, little snips. I got to watch some of it this morning. And y'all, Megan just looks so beautiful. She looks so classy. Ow. But her mom looks really, really gorgeous. We're going to chop this into 6 pieces. Her mom looks really, really beautiful. And you can leave the skin on your onion. It won't hurt it, I promise. And that's going to go all into the pan. All right, so now we got the lemon and the onion chopped. We're going to go ahead and chop up this sausage. Ooh, chef. Y'all make sure y'all thumbs up this video. We got the Conecuh sausage. We got the original kind, honey. And we're just going to chop it. And I like to do about this size all the way down. Because, y'all, we be eating these sausages. Honey, I don't buy Conecuh sausage and just keep it in the house anymore because, y'all, I will eat myself stupid. Like, I want to quit. I low-key want to quit eating pork and beef. And I could give up beef, I think. But pork, if they didn't have Conecuh sausages, I could give up pork. Y'all, I have basically not been, like, eating a lot of bacon lately. Y'all know I used to always have, like, lots of bacon. But I'm trying to do better because I'm getting older. But, yeah, so we got everything cut up. Yes, yes, Lord. And we're going to take it. Let me drain some more water off of here from when I cleaned it. Alright, and I left the heads on so that it can get that nice little seasoning. And what I do is I squeeze a couple of lemons in there. No. Just squeeze them on that feed. These shrimp. Just toss those onions in there. And then the sausage. Alright, so now we got all that in there. We're going to grab our potatoes. And we're using a lot of potatoes this time, y'all. But there's our red potatoes. And you want to cook them until they get soft. And we have this ranch package. And Ola Bay, we have some minced garlic. Grab a fork for those. And you're going to need some chicken stock. Whoops. And you're going to need some butter. So I've already melted my butter down. And we're going to pour that on there last. So what I like to do, and since I don't have very much of this, I'm going to use what I have of this, and then I'm going to add that in so it won't be as spicy as it usually is. All right. Get what's in that bag. And this is going to give it a real good taste, y'all. Like, trust me, once you do it like this, you won't be able to go back, honey. So did y'all watch the royal wedding? Because, like, y'all, I low-key was so happy. When I went to sleep after walking up and down Bourbon Street and going to the casino last night, honey, I got back just in time for them to, like, show everything that was starting to pop off. So we're going to go ahead and put this ranch dressing seasoning pack. Y'all, this right here will change your life. I got this off the internet, and I was like, okay, let me try something different. And y'all, I ain't been the same since. I'm trying to tell you. All right. So we're going to add some minced garlic in here. She worked hard for me. Well, I don't, but I'm just saying, you know. Add a little bit. We're going to keep that because we're going to make the sauce too, y'all. Then you want to add the chicken stock in here, and this is going to steam. And you don't want to add all your chicken stock because I'm going to show y'all how I make, you know, my little dipping sauce tonight too. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to do it. And then you want to, like, make sure your butter is melted. Take my ring off while I do this part. And you just want to toss everything together. Get the seasoning on everything. Just toss it. Move it around. Get in there. Make sure you get seasoning on every piece of everything, especially on those potatoes, on those claws, on the sausage. You really want to make sure you mix this up good. You might have to get your hands dirty. If you are scared to get your hands dirty, then, you know, get you some of those little food safety gloves. But, y'all, it's not that bad. Then we're going to pour the butter on here. I don't want to get all that butter out of there. You know what I'm saying? All right. And then just give it another toss. You know, be careful that you don't tear up your potatoes. Because I got one that's about to get tore up. It was so soft. And break those onions up too. Need a heck. What she said? I'm tripping. Okay, so the trip was really nice, y'all. I actually did vlog, so you guys are gonna see some footage from the vlogging. Some stuff I couldn't show. You know, wouldn't be appropriate for YouTube or real life. But most of it was just, you know, out in the square. Can I tell them about the man in the store, honey? All right, so okay, this is what happened, y'all. So last night, set your oven at 365, and it's gonna take about 25 to 30 minutes to cook. Probably a little longer. When the crabs don't take long to cook because they're gonna steam. Once your shrimp are done, give it about another 5 minutes. And you'll know your shrimp done because they'll turn pink. Give it another 5 minutes, and then you know your crab probably be done. But you want to put foil on it and seal it because this is going to steam it. And the reason I like to do it like this is because I don't like the smell of the seafood going all through the house when I boil it. But when I really want to get down and dirty, you know, nitty gritty, like I'm back up down in Mobile, all up and through there with the little spice bag, then I boil it. But when it's just me and him, I'm not cooking a lot. I don't boil it, I just bake it. Oh, okay, so we went last night on Bourbon Street, y'all. And me and my husband was chilling. We're going to let that sit in the oven and then we're going to get ready to do the sauce. So me and my husband was chilling last night down on Bourbon Street. And we walked into this store to look at some stuff because y'all know I have a cake coming up that's Mardi Gras theme I'm doing. And this man was like, y'all, I thought my husband was going to beat this man up. The man was like, ooh. He said something. He's like, oh, you looking for something? And I was like, no, I was just looking. And I looked at my husband. I was like, I like that scarf, honey. And my husband was like, it is nice. So the man looked at me. And he was like, that's your daddy? I was like, this is my husband. He was like, oh, my God, you just look so young. He looks so old. Y'all, I swear to God, my husband, like, when he get mad, he got this vein on the side of his head. Like, this damn vein be like a heartbeat. He be like, boop, 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 boop. Y'all, he was so mad. I was like, oh, honey, he's just trying to be nice. He's just playing. My husband was like, I'm offended. Y'all, my husband, like, the guy was like, oh, you just look old. She just looks so young. She's beautiful. Y'all, my husband was hot. I was like, okay, baby, we should leave. So we left the store. Y'all. Yeah, and I was like, what did you talk about? My husband's like, see, you made me wear my beard and I got gray in my beard. Okay, y'all, my husband does not have a speck of gray hair on top of his head. And though he is 40, he looks like he could be in his early 30s. However, he does have a little gray in his beard. Not my, baby Fruity said, not my Reggie. But, okay, so we walked out, right? And I was like, honey, it's okay. You know you don't look old. And I gave him a little, you know, gave him a little pat on the backside. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm fresh like that. And I like his backside. And, yeah, so we step off to, like, keep walking down the street. And the next thing I know, because I'm looking down and being goofy and dancing, I walk up on a man holding 2 big-ass snakes. And it was another man with a little snake. And I'm walking, I'm like, yeah! And the man, I done walked up on the man with the damn snakes. Y'all, I almost knocked my husband over. and the man with the snakes, and somebody else trying to get away from them fucking snakes. Y'all, I rolled my ankle jumping off the curb. Like, I was about to fight because people was not getting out of my way fast enough. Them fucking snakes was so huge. And I swear to God, that bitch looked at me like, what's up? I was like, yo, why they got these big ass snakes on Bourbon Street? Yo, that snake was so damn big. And then he had it around his neck. I'm like, that snake gonna choke. It looked like it could be a python. I'm like, yo, that snake gonna choke you to sleep, dude. It's gonna choke you. Y'all, let's just say we didn't walk back that way that night. So then, you know, we walking down Bourbon Street, you know, I'm like, hey, ooh, twerk. And then, you know, we walked off Bourbon Street, you know, I was sober, and we started walking down Canal Street, and I was like, babe, let's walk the other way. We stayed in the Saint Hotel, right? Yeah, the Saint Hotel, y'all. This hotel is real freaky, okay? If you go to the Saint Hotel in New Orleans, like, it's like the rooms are designed for extra curricular freaky deaky activity, but we won't talk about all that. But yeah, I don't do snakes, reptiles, and mouse either, honey. I'm telling you, y'all, I almost killed myself, okay? So we walk in, we like, boop, 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 let's walk down Canal Street, you know, let's be all about that 10 o'clock night, you know, 11 o'clock, walking the streets like we grown. And we end up at the Harrah's Casinos. Y'all, I had so much fun. I wanted to record in the casino, but you cannot record in the casino. But y'all, I had fun. That damn thing took my $5 so quick. Y'all, I don't fuck with slots. And the slot machines in New Orleans are not like the ones in Biloxi, Mississippi. Because the ones in Mississippi, you can play a penny all night. And as long as you're sitting on that machine, they bring you free drinks. But in New Orleans, you don't get no free drinks. So for one, I wasn't feeling that. I was like, oh, no. So we played. We lost our money. We didn't win nothing. And I was not a good luck charm, honey. So then, then we left and we went back to the hotel. I hope you feel. I see, y'all. You have been on a lot of videos because I've been seeing them come in. I am going to sit down tonight and tomorrow and answer all of y'all comments. That is something that I must do. Because I love to answer everybody's comments. But yeah, so we got back to the hotel, and then the wedding, like, we was out late like we was teenagers. So we got back to the hotel, we, you know, kind of cleaned up, and we watched, like, the beginning of the wedding. And then I fell asleep. And then while we was asleep, yeah, he okay, though. You know, my husband is not a small dude, but he ain't big, but he ain't small. But, him can whip ass if he wants. So I got him out of the store because, you know, that vein on his head, side of his head was going like this, you know, and then his eyes got red and they got real small. And then, you know, my husband has light brown eyes with like a blue ring around them. And then when he get mad, they get dark. So I was like, okay. And then the veins in the back of his hands kind of like started showing. So I was like, oh, he big man. We got to go. But, so yeah, we left there. We went to the casino. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. And what else happened? I got cussed out by a drag queen, y'all, on Bourbon Street the day before. So we walking down Bourbon Street, and they had these people who kind of like lay still in the street, or they hold like certain poses on Bourbon Street, or like if you're in the French Quarters or whatever. So I was taking a picture of this guy, like, striking a pose, right? And she walked up to me. She was like, because they be trying to hustle you in New Orleans. You have to be careful. Because they know you're a tourist. Like, everybody who hang out on Bourbon Street, like, they know that if you go down to Bourbon Street more than 5 times, you're a regular. If you do it back to back. But, like, they know who the tourists are or whatever. So she was like, oh, my God, you're so beautiful. What's up? Oh, my God, let me take a picture with you. And I was like, this lady don't know me from Adam to Eve. Why does this drag queen want to take a picture with me? And she was like, I was like, how much you charging for this picture? She was like, oh, all I want is $1. I was like, I don't have cash. She was like, oh my God, y'all broke. Get out of here. I don't want no picture with you. You broke. And I was like, so are you, bitch. In my head. I ain't say it out loud because I wasn't trying to embarrass my husband. But I said it in my head, though. I looked at her like, bitch, you broke too because you trying to get a picture out of me for $1. And she wasn't even cute. Like, she wasn't even slaying for the guys, okay? She just put on some long lashes and some lipstick and threw her hair in a honey. Said, okay, if you're going to be a drag queen, I'm going to need you to come all the way through. I'm going to need you to get your RuPaul on or your Patrick Star if you're going to get $1 out of me for a picture. I am not crazy. I'm being honest. But yeah, she got mad and started hollering we was broke. I was like, with them busted, disgusted shoes. Her shoes was leaning 4 ways to Sunday. But you know, I kept it classy. Because I had my pearls on. I kept it classy. And that's pretty much, oh yeah. One more story. So we went down to the river walk. Because we were trying to see the river and the bridge and everything. And we was like, they was like, oh, you know how they offer you if you go on the beach, if you choose like a hotel or something, then they give you a discount on the meal. They give you so much money. They just want you to see the hotel and everything. That's okay. Oh, I think she was just out there trying to hustle people. And it's not fair because that like gives a bad vibe of what New Orleans is. But you just have to be careful. Sometimes because you'll never know what people are gonna do. Like, you don't know if they're gonna follow you or whatever. But we stayed on Canal Street, and I ain't gonna lie, security is tight. It'll be all kind of police up and down Bourbon Street, but you know, you just have to watch yourself. And yeah, that was pretty much the craziest thing, except for the people who were trying to get us to go look at a hotel. They was like, oh yeah, we'll give you a Riverboat cruise for $10 and you can get dinner for 7 o'clock at night. And we like, $10? So I walked up and I was like, do we have to tour a hotel or something? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, we'll think about it. I did not take my ass back because I had no intentions of touring a hotel. First, you got to walk all the way over to the hotel. Leave the French Quarters. No thank you, honey. I'm not finna do it. Because then once you go there, they try to get you to buy something else. So no, I didn't do it. And she had a little attitude, but I didn't care. And what else happened? I think that was pretty much it. Oh, nope. So last night we went to this place called Pier 2, 428? 424? Okay, 442, Pier 442 on Bourbon Street. Y'all know I'm a seafood connoisseur. And I have been telling my husband, I said, I want some steamed or boiled seafood. He was like, honey, we going to New Orleans. I was like, but they don't do it the same. He was like, honey, that's the home of seafood. And I'm like, nah, okay, we're going to do it. So last night we went to Pier 424 on Bourbon Street. Y'all don't waste y'all money there. Honey, she wasn't his kind of lady. She had all the wrong parts. We went there last night, and what happened? We went to the restaurant, right? And I just thought it was real awkward. They wanted like $30 for a shrimp boil. And it was like, these are large Gulf shrimp. You get a pound, you get some potatoes, you get potatoes and corn. And y'all, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna order that because I'm thinking I'm gonna get some real like punching ass seafood. Y'all, they run that seafood those boiled shrimp out, and it didn't have so when the waiter brought it out, he was like, I was like, you don't have no butter? He was like, no, it's a boil. We don't have butter. I was like, so this don't come with butter? He's like, you can get clarified butter for $1 extra. I'm like, you charging me $30 almost for 10 shrimp. That's not even a pound. Yeah, she had too many parts for him, honey. He don't play with them extra parts, okay? Yeah. He don't want nothing to swing in bed with these tits. That's it. Um, but oh, that was so raunchy. Forgive me. What was I about to say? So they brought me the seafood. He was like, well, you know, it's $1 extra for butter. And before I could say anything, he had turned his ass and walked away from me. So I was like, this mother. My husband was like, we here now, honey. Get the butter. And I was like, okay. So I started like biting into the corn. Y'all ever had corn that's dry? Like when you cook corn, when you cook corn on the cob, it fluff up. It be juicy. It be like firm. It be firm, but it be like you can bite into it and it be having like you can taste the milk from the corn. Like so, y'all, this corn was dry. That corn on the cob was so dry. It wasn't no seasoning on it. So I picked the salt up on the damn table, y'all. The salt in the salt shaker, I wish I would have took a picture of it. The salt in the salt shaker would not even come out the salt shaker. So I was like, damn, why is the salt stuck? So I opened it up, and it looked like the salt had been on the table forever. Like they hadn't changed it out or nothing. And I was like, it was gross. And then the potatoes was ashy. It looked like they had just, like, them potatoes had been sitting there for hours. And they was ashy, and I'm like, if this is a steam or a boil, when they brought the plate out, like it wasn't no steam coming off of it or nothing. And my husband was like, for that to be a boil of steam, it sure don't look hot, like steaming like hot or nothing like that. And I was like, because it's not. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop tripping. Oh, I got me some shrimp. You know what I'm saying? And then I popped the head off the goddamn shrimp. Y'all, I bit into the shrimp. That shrimp was so dry. It was rubbery. That shrimp was overcooked and it had been sitting there. Because I was wondering, like, how the hell they bringing these balls out so quick, you know? Y'all, I think they was just mass cooking them and pulling them out. And, like, I know what a pound of shrimp look like. And I know what large Gulf shrimp look like. The shrimp I got today are large Gulf shrimp. Them was small shrimp. And I was charged, and I told my husband, like, I can't do this. I was like, when the waitress came back, I was like, ma'am, I don't want this. I said, it's dry. It don't have no seasoning. That's the same thing. I said, oh, hell no, y'all ain't finna get me. And then most people on Bourbon Street who come to New Orleans, they don't really know about seafood unless they from the coast. So they thinking they getting, like, real seafood. See, that's why I tell people, when you go places, go off the forbidden path. Don't go where the tourist restaurants are. Take your ass off the main strip and go and find where the locals go. The locals don't eat at those places that often unless they drunk. Because I've had some good ass food in New Orleans that did not come out of the French Quarters. Usually I don't even eat on Bourbon Street. But, you know, I was like, oh, what we gonna do it, you know? Y'all, I was so damn mad. I was so mad. And then they talking about, when I was like, I wonder how the crab claws look. Y'all, they wanted $35 for 2 clusters and 4 potatoes and 2 pieces of dried up corn. I was like, nah. So I got the shrimp po' boy. And usually when you get a shrimp po' boy from New Orleans, it's this big. And the shrimp are falling off. Y'all, I tell you, on one piece of that damn po' boy, I had 8 little bitty shrimp. And then I realized, like, you know, oh, I told them to take that shit back. I was finna pay 28 something for that. I told them to take it back. So they came and got it. And the waitress, she didn't have an attitude or nothing. She was like, girl, I understand. I'm like, thanks, honey. And the po' boy was good, but it just wasn't like, babe, you wouldn't, that's nothing like the po' boys you have in Mobile. Yo, that po' boy was anorexic. Yo, it was red potatoes, but they was dried up like raisins. Like, you could tell they had been cooked and reheated because the skin had, like, shrunk down. And if you don't know any better, then you would think, oh, they just boil these. But potatoes, the skin expands. That's why you can pull the skin off. And just wasn't right, honey. Them potatoes was drawn up. I knew they weren't gonna work. So I was just like, okay, we're gonna chalk this one to the game. And the po' boy, it was okay, but the bread, like, it wasn't fresh. I don't know what was going on with this restaurant, but if you go your ass to Bourbon Street, don't eat at Pier 422, 24, 424. Like, don't waste your money. Don't waste your money. Now, that place we ate breakfast at down by the square, that shit was banging, okay? The service was good. The food was good. It was a little pricey. Huh? Steaks? Stanley's? Okay, it's called Stanley's, y'all. It's by Jackson Square. That shit was delicious. I feel like that sometimes too. But when you go out to eat, you pay for what you get. Especially when you go into like chains. If you go into a chain, you pay for what you get. So if you go to Applebee's, don't be thinking that you're gonna get something that's fantastic. But you would just think because they're appealing to like a higher end crowd that the food would be better. Now they did have some restaurants down on Bourbon Street that were good, and some in the French Quarters. But I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I liked the beignets at Cafe Du Monde. They were okay, but they don't taste anything like they tasted when I was younger. Yes, that's exactly what they try to do. And charge a fortune, honey. That's exactly what they try to do. Because people think, okay, that's the way seafood is, but I've had a Louisiana seafood boil, and y'all, it's flavorful. It's got a lot of spice. It'll make your damn nose run. Like if you guys had this and you eat some real Cajun or Creole boiled down in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, like that way, certain parts of Texas, your damn nose will run. Your eyes will tear up because the amount of spices that it puts out. It was no spice on that. It was bland. But that was crazy. But y'all, let me tell you, this morning, we went to the Creole house. It sure wasn't nothing like Bama Girl Cafe, honey. We went to this place called Creole House, and I had chicken and waffles. Y'all, let me tell you something. Somebody got damn grandmama. You're right. Somebody damn grandmama taught them how to fry that chicken. That chicken was crispy. It was flaky. It was light. It was buttery. It was juicy. You could cut that damn chicken breast with a butter knife. Y'all, that chicken was so good. I'm like, who grandmammy taught them how to fry this chicken? That chicken was so good, y'all. I was ready to lick the plate. Yes. I almost hurt myself. Y'all, I was so disappointed after it was over with. I didn't want to be a fat ass and say, honey, can I have another one? Because he probably would have been like, looking like, girl, you gonna eat me out of house to the home. But y'all, that damn chicken and waffle was so good. And y'all know I love chicken and waffles. And I actually have a video on chicken and waffles. But y'all, that shit was so good. Oh my God. They seasoned that chicken and waffle. That waffle was good. I wanted to lick the plate. And they had like this local syrup. That syrup, it wasn't too sweet. It was just, y'all, I was like, yes. Come through, chicken and waffles. Come through, chicken and waffles. But yeah, that was pretty much, the gist of everything that happened down in New Orleans. But yeah. Oh, and then I thought I was gonna call the front desk and cuss them out. Around 2:30 in the morning, this damn alarm go off. And they have an intercom that go through the whole hotel, and it even like page into your room. They was like, please do not, what did the damn thing say? Leave your room. This is a false alarm. You do not have to vacate your room. Okay, we got that. 10 minutes later. Sorry, we had a false alarm. Nothing is going on. Please do not vacate your room. Everything is fine. We just had a false alarm because of the rain and the alarms are going off. 3 o'clock. There go again. Sorry. It was like an alarm system going into every room. Y'all, I was so mad because I was sleeping so damn good. I was like, oh my God, like what about people who have children in their hotel room? That shit was mad annoying. You know, you told us once, if they drunk ass leave their room, then you just send them back to their room. Shit. You know? And they got on that thing 3 damn times. Y'all, my nerves were so bad, I just threw the pillow over my head and prayed for the best. But then I got my ass up and watched the wedding and washed my ass again and, you know, went on down to get me some chicken and waffles, you know. And that was great. And then we came home. Hey, I wasn't finna get out my bed to investigate. I was tired. But yeah, we didn't hear an alarm. So I don't know if it was on a higher floor where they were hearing an alarm because we didn't hear an alarm. The only thing we heard, we didn't hear a fire alarm or anything go off. The only thing we heard was the announcement. And we were on the 3rd floor. So it had to be like on the 8th or the 9th floor. I think the hotel went up to the 8th floor. Because we didn't hear nothing. And the room was nice. The view sucked. The only thing I didn't like about the hotel is they hold $100 on your credit card for every night you're there. $100. Parking was $42 a night, y'all. That shit was hella expensive. And then they had mini bar. I didn't touch the mini bar. We don't, you know, because like the price of the stuff on the mini bar is outrageous. That is criminal. Like a bottle of water is $6 on the mini bar. A little petite ass bottle of wine. What you think, child? Why you think I was tired? I was walking up and down Bourbon Street and to the other places. Ooh, child. That's all I'm going to say. I'll be going back tonight. But ooh, y'all gotta be blushing. Hey, honey. Y'all ain't seen that man. Y'all be fine. I'm just saying, don't judge me. But yeah. And then, you know, we went to get breakfast. But New Orleans was nice. And we got a couple more days. Y'all know he been on leave. So we got a couple more days before he goes back. I'm going to call you later, baby Freedom. He got a couple more days before he go back to work. And we're probably going to do one more thing before he goes back to work. Probably go down to the beach or something. I don't know. But she ready, she ready, she ready. I'm back. But that was pretty much it. We stopped to get some seafood. Don't call you baby fruit. I call you whatever I want to. Okay. Yes, I will, honey. But yeah, so that was pretty much that was pretty much everything that happened in Mobile. I mean, not in Mobile, in New Orleans. Yeah, it was nice. I was drinking and walking and eating. But let me tell y'all what the beignets. Let's talk about that for real. Y'all know I love French pastries. That's my thing. Pastries. I can make a pastries with my eyes closed. And I was just really surprised at like the quality of the beignets at Cafe du Monde. They weren't as fluffy. They weren't as soft. The dough usually has like it's not a beignet is not supposed to be super sweet, but it didn't have that rich buttery taste that it didn't have that taste that it usually has. You know, they were flat. They looked like they didn't let them rise. They were flat. They just didn't taste like I thought they would. They were. Yeah. Oh, yes, she is my baby doll. But yeah, it was good, but it just wasn't what I remembered it being. And I have ate a lot of beignets, drunk, sober, it didn't matter, honey. But it just wasn't what I expected it to be. So it just wasn't what I expected, y'all. So I was a little disappointed. Just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to make our dipping sauce. So what I like to do, because I use Italian dressing in mine. Oh, y'all so sweet. So I like to start with about a tablespoon of half of the minced garlic. Pour a little of that juice in there. Then I add in about a cup and a half of chicken stock. And whatever I don't use, I freeze. Then I add in a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, probably like a half a teaspoon to, no, not a half a tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, which that ain't working. Half a tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, you know. Then I add in that Worcestershire sauce. Grab me a lemon, I mean. Take a whole lemon and squeeze it in there. And I'm gonna clean I use lemon, I keep it and clean my garbage disposal. And then you're gonna add in a stick of butter. And you're going to then add in your Italian dressing. All right, let me shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it. There's different ways. Like, you just have to find a combination of stuff that you like for yours. But I love Italian salad dressing, so it really works for me. Yes, honey. Hashtag BBM gang. All right. And I just put like, I don't say half. Like the bottle starts right here. I go to about like where it says nutritional value. I say about 1/4 of the bottle. Ooh, put a little bit more than that, but that's usually what I put. Then take my fork, take it over to the stove, turn it on medium because you don't want that garlic and that butter to burn. Turn the light around so you guys can see. Yes, y'all, don't forget to like the video. Turn this light on. And just keep stirring it until the butter melts. And once that butter melts and it kind of like comes to like a slow boil, it's fine. You just want everything to kind of like get cohesive. But yeah, that's pretty much, you know, I got home, like, somebody told me that, you know, eggplant and those bushes kind of like grow, they take over. And I thought that they wouldn't because like some people I talked to said that they would be thick because they were so small that they wouldn't. Y'all, they didn't took over. Like I got a cucumber plant that's lost. I can't see it because of the zucchini and squash. So I'm thinking like if I can get it out, I'm going to plant it into something else. And I had another comment on my Facebook page about the patches I planted the watermelon in is too small. But why? The reason I'm not worried about the watermelon, because oh yeah, we're over 4,000, y'all. We're at 4,000 and like 20 something. So we're almost close to 5. I'm hoping that we can get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. But if it don't happen this month, it'll probably happen next month. It's growing. But yeah, so we're just gonna see what happens. I am gonna go in and see where I can thin it out at and just kind of like push it up. I might just get some garden cages and like put them up like that. But yeah, they taking over. And those broccolis. But you know, this was my first time like putting in an actual garden, you know. And you live and you learn, but it's doing fine, you know. It's doing really good. So I'm going to show y'all what the sauce is looking like. You see the butter is melting down. It's getting thick. Yep. That's what it's looking like. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check the seafood bowl. Give me 1 second. Let me grab something so I can grab the edge of it. And see what it's doing. It's getting there, y'all. Need about another 10 minutes. It wasn't as much in this pan as I usually cook, because usually I cook a whole lot. But it's getting there. And the sauce is almost done. Just gotta let that butter finish it and just let it come up to a boil. So I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. And then we'll be ready. But that's how I make it. Because once it comes up to like a little bit of a boil, it'll get thick once it cools down. You don't want it too thick. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And this tastes so good with the potatoes. Let me grab a bowl for it, because I always take it out. I take it off the heat as soon as it gets done. I want to rock with you. You know, I really had fun in New Orleans. And I'm kind of trying to like de-stress and trying to like take it easy, because I am really scared to have surgery. Like, I've been really like antsy about going under anesthesia. I'm really not feeling that. But like today, y'all, my back was killing me so bad, and I feel like the closer I get to the surgery, the more my back hurts. Like, used to I would wear a sports bra because it would like help they won't sit so high and make like my shoulders hurt. But it's to the point so now, like even when I'm wearing a sports bra to like let them hang down, like today I have on a sports bra, it hurts. And I feel like I be out of breath sometimes. Like, well, that happens a lot because my chest is so big, and y'all, I have a hard time sleeping at night. And see, I snore, and I've been checked for sleep apnea, and they say I don't have any airway constriction. It's just that my breasts are so big that they're pushing down on my chest, and that's what's making me breathe like that. So that's what it is. If I sleep on my stomach or my side, or if I prop myself up, then I'm fine. But I can't even sleep in a bra because all the weight is on my chest, and I wake up feeling like I can't breathe. So yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I'm so terrified of going under anesthesia. And y'all, my breast is so heavy. Like one time, I felt like I was having like a heart attack or something, because my chest was hurting, but I couldn't like pinpoint it. But it was just like my breast. I know y'all praying with me, but like it was the weight of my chest. Like sometimes my chest be hurting, and I be like, you know, I get my blood pressure checked. It's not my blood pressure. I'm not having any problems like that. It's just the weight of my breast. As long as I don't have a bra on, I'm fine. But as soon as I put on a bra or something like that, like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right, y'all. So that is done. I made a little too much, but yes. All that garlic down there. I want the garlic to get in the hole. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's the seafood dip. Let me get another bowl to divide that. But yeah, so, and I know I'll be okay because my sister had a breast reduction, and she did just fine. So yeah. Woo. This is the sauce, y'all. And that's what I use doing my bowls. That's what she been using. waiting for a few more minutes to get that shrimp and stuff out. And then we're going to be ready to rock and roll. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, it's getting closer than what y'all think. So. I know I will. But y'all, I have a phobia of anesthesia because I realized when I was younger, when certain things affect the way people deal with stuff. And like when my mom was in the hospital before she died, they was like, we're gonna sedate her. And that happened with my cousin too. They was like, we're gonna sedate her or whatever. Basically the same thing. And they never woke up. Like with my grandfather, they was like, he having a hard time breathing. And then they gave him medicine to kind of like help him sleep. And within like 12 hours, he was dead. So, and I understand that they all had problems. They all were very sick. And that was, they were going to die no matter what happened. It just made them a little bit more as like, they weren't as in much pain or as much distress. But that's why I have a fear of like anesthesia and stuff. I know, baby Frida, but it just made me nervous because I felt like the worst thing you can do to a child is not to tell them exactly what's going on in a family crisis or a situation. Like people think that they're protecting the children by not being honest with them, but they're not. They're not protecting. Like take it from me. If y'all have children and they're small or they're teenagers and you get sick or you're dealing with a medical situation, thank you, honey. Be honest with your children. Don't hide anything from them because it will definitely have long-term devastating effects. And that's what's happened to me. Like my family, they just didn't tell me what was going on. And they just weren't forthcoming with me about the death of my mom. And, you know, like when my grandfather died, even though he adopted me and my baby sister, when it was time to take him off the ventilator, even though I'm his adopted child and I'm legally entitled to everything and I was of age, they didn't get my consent because they needed the consent of all his children to take him off of life support. They didn't even get my consent, which they were supposed to. I had no decision making in his death. And they always said, like, well, he adopted y'all. He ain't y'all real daddy. He just adopted y'all because your mama died. Like, they were so insensitive. But to me, even though my grandfather adopted me, he was the only father I knew. I knew my dad. I had a bit of a relationship with my dad. Me and my dad don't talk now. But my grandfather was my dad. I never called my granddaddy. I always called him daddy. And, you know, they took that right from me to have closure. And some people don't feel like they did anything wrong. But I really feel like they did. And I feel like the same thing happened with my mama. Like, she went into cardiac arrest. And even though I was young, the way everything happened, it really hurt me. Like, they lied to me about her getting better for weeks. You know, they lied. They really lied. They lied a lot. And they knew she coded. And they let me back there to see her. But instead of them being honest with me and saying, okay, your mother is dying, and we just trying to prepare you, they hid it from me. They let me find out when I left the hospital and came back with my aunt. Y'all, I freaked out. I think I was 12. I freaked out. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the most stable person when shit happens, okay? And I freaked out and I attacked the doctor. And I'm not proud of that, but I did. I attacked the doctor, and I attacked one of my aunts because I knew she had been lying to me. Um, and then I was restrained, and then all my hair fell out. Basically, my hair fell out, but the day my mom died that night, I basically, because my nerves were so bad, I pulled my hair out. So, um, I had a pixie cut at my mom's funeral when I was 12 years old. And people was like, why that child ain't got no hair? Because first of all, I had to pull half of it out, and what I did not pull out fell out. So that was another thing I had to deal with. Not only did I have like scalp issues when I was little, but my nerves were really bad after my mom died. So my hair would just fall out. And even to this day, like when some shit happens, my hair falls out. Um, and it was just, it was crazy. It was crazy. And not only did they lie to me about how she died, they lied to me about the reason she died. They told me she had pneumonia. And things will be going on at school. Kids will be like, your mama died from AIDS, y'all. I beat the hell out of this girl. Everybody in this part of town knew. And the people were telling their kids. And I got into a fight at school. Because this girl was like, bitch, your mama died from AIDS. And I hadn't even been... Y'all, my family was so cold-blooded. My mom died. They kept me out of school for 2 days. No, 4 days. After the funeral, that funeral, I was back at school on Monday. Y'all, I was in no condition to be in nobody's school. I should have probably been out of school for about 2 weeks. But they sent me back to school. And I wasn't in no condition. And then people were making fun of me. And this was like in the 90s. Like the stigma behind HIV was so bad. And I got into a fight and I really hurt this child. I wish I could find her because I would really apologize to her. Well, I would not apologize because the bitch was being mean. Oh, I trust and believe that he will take care of me. But I got into a fight, and when I got home from school, do you know I got put on punishment? My aunt and my family decided that I needed to be punishment. So I got grounded for getting into a fight. And they grounded me because of a lie. Now, once I realized that, it made me even more mad because they were so harsh to me. They were so mean, and the things they said to me were so hurtful that day. Like, your mama will be disappointed in you. You ought to know better. And just like they really ragged my ass and made me feel like a piece of shit for getting into a fight for defending my mom when they knew the truth the whole time. And they never told me. My sister Alfreda told me how my mom died. And I was like 18. And I had a slight breakdown. And I was drinking. And I was trying to go to school. And y'all, it really messed me up because when I found out how my mom died for real, it's like I had never finished really grieving because I felt like I didn't really know what happened. But it's just like somebody split me into two when I was like at ground zero of grief again. And it took me another 2 years to deal with. Let's not even talk about the emotional damage that I suffered and the issues I suffered with trust, with people. Like, anybody was disposable at that time. Like, I wasn't taking nobody's shit. Anybody could get it because I can't even trust my whole family. Not to mention the things that they had done to me. But the fact that they punished me for years every time I got into an altercation with somebody about the status of my mama death. That's the crazy part. So yeah, that's why I say if you have small children, it doesn't matter what's going on. Be honest with your children or with your family members. Don't ever hide anything from children. Because when you hide stuff from children, it affects them long term. have open conversations with your children. Um, Children understand a lot more than what you think. Like, I find myself talking to Cameron when I'm with Cameron. I talk very openly with him, and my sister was a little mad because when he went home from Kansas back to Alabama, she was like, he just talking too much, and he's saying this, and he telling me how he feel. And I was like, when you was a child, how did you feel when people stopped you from expressing yourself? When he was in my house and when he's with me, I encourage him to express himself and his feelings, but I've also taught him how to do it in a respectful way. And we just didn't have a choice. Like, as children, I felt like we didn't have a voice. We didn't get to make any decisions in anything in our life. Everything was just, you do this because you're a child. I almost felt like it was a slave mentality, because that's what they parents did, and this is what this did. But obviously, if this didn't work with you and you still ended up fucked up, then why would you do the same thing? So yeah, that's what it was, you know. But be honest with your children. And if you have nieces and nephews and something happens to your sibling, or you become responsible for a child because the parents are deceased or they go to prison or something, be open with that child and explain it to them and try to get them counseling. Like, we didn't get to go to counseling after my mom died. They took me to church and told me to pray about it. Sprinkle a little bit of Jesus on it, that'll fix it. Now, I do believe that God can fix anything can be fixed and healed. But I do feel like you need a combination of prayer, therapy, and to know that people are there. And nobody was there. And I couldn't talk to anybody. Nobody in my family up until that point had lost a mother. So they couldn't understand what me and Alfred and Kira were going through. They would just be like, when we would be upset, oh, y'all just crying for nothing. Everything gonna be okay. Y'all act like y'all homeless. Or don't nobody want y'all. But really, they didn't want us, because if they really wanted us, then my 70-year-old grandfather would not have been responsible for raising us. And the only time they wanted to chastise us is when we did something wrong. But there was never anybody there to say, oh my God, you did a good job or anything. When we did something wrong, everybody was on our back. If we did something good, that's your job. You're supposed to do it. And there was never any constructive criticism. Everything was like just constant criticism. There was never constructive criticism. And even to this day, I with one of my aunts, she's horrible. But I posted pictures on Facebook of when I did my food demo a couple months ago. And y'all, the comment she left under the pictures was horrible. People was like, are you okay? Like, I had my friend inbox me and she was like, I can't believe your aunt, you know. Yeah, Cam, I think what it is that I recognize a lot of things in Cam and myself. It's true. It's true. You know, a lot of things that happened to me and my sister, they don't want us to talk about it. They don't want us to tell it. They kind of want us to just like act like it didn't happen. Like, I had a situation to where I confided in somebody, one of my aunt's closest friends, about what happened. Yeah, I think and I'm gonna get to what you just said too. It does have to do with culture, but I think it goes a lot deeper than that. In my family, it wasn't just about the culture. It was more about them not looking bad. So a lot of things that happened that happened to me and my sister related to one of my aunt's husbands. I talked to my aunt's best friend about it when I got older, and I told her what happened. I had no idea that my aunt had told her best friend, because her best friend is like for when we were little, we thought she was just one of our aunts, But I confided in her and told her what happened, because she wanted to know why I hadn't been home and why I was always moving and traveling and what was going on, what kept me working the way I was. And I just broke down and told her. Turns out that my aunt did not disclose to her why her husband lost his job or why things had happened. She just basically made up a whole bunch of lies. And then she confronted her, and it kind of like messed up their friendship because she felt like, I guess she felt like she should have protected us, or she should have made sure that things were handled different, like him being arrested and everything. Because this man got away scot free. Nothing ever happened to him. And they kind of like, one of my aunts confronted my sister about it and was like, why would she do that? Why would she tell them? And she was like, upset that I had talked to somebody about it. It's in the past, but they didn't understand, like, I had to live with that. It wasn't their body that was violated. It was my body that was violated. And I was the one who felt gross and disgusted. And then on top of that, my family I felt like some people in my family made me a victim because I was always been told that I was fast or that I was hot or I was going to get pregnant or that because I had a lot of like people, like guys around me when I was younger, or that I was very promiscuous. And I felt like when they did that and the stuff they said about my sister too, they made us a target for this sexual predator who had also molested other children before. But I felt like they made us a target to him because he knew we didn't have anybody standing up for us, and the way they talked about us, if something would have happened, I think he was in the mindset that they wouldn't believe us anyway. And that's kind of what happened. They covered it up. They went to lawyers. Just a lot of things happened. Am I still upset with my aunt? No, I'm not upset with her. Because she was in a difficult situation. And I won't go into that because that's not my place to talk about. But she was in a difficult situation and she was trying to protect her children. And it was just real ugly. And I think like it's caused like me and my sister sometimes are on the other side. Like people are still mad at us, you know. But I had to explain to one of my cousins, like, it didn't happen to y'all. It happened to us. And until you in the shower or sitting in the bathtub trying to like scrub the filthiness off you that you feel after you've been violated that way, then you won't ever understand. And then to be demonized and you can't talk about it, or if you say anything, they try to like hush you up or try to talk crazy, like you crazy or something. Like that was the worst part about it. And even to like my aunt in Chicago, it is what it is. Me and her probably ain't gonna never talk again. But she has said some really horrible things about me to people in my face. You know? And it's just, you know, it's like, and I always tell my husband and my friends, I'm like, you know, with everything, like I won't go into the things. I mean, I don't know if I could be a counselor, but I do feel like I have something to tell people because each experience is different. Like how my sister dealt with things that happened to her was different. How I dealt with them were different. But for a long time, I was not able to say that I'm not okay. And if I said I wasn't okay, or if I talked about my feelings, I was shushed. And I don't think it was a culture thing in my family. I think that my mom was the black sheep. Some of them didn't really care for her offspring, and it was, this person's unstable and stuff is always going on with her, or do we take her kids and just make them look crazy? So we got demonized. and we didn't even we were the victims. I feel like we got demonized. And to be honest with you, I don't expect anybody to apologize. And I don't want them to apologize because he got away scot-free. And in the process, the things that she went through after he left, I think she pretty much paid for whatever she did to us. And I don't blame my aunt because she was scared. She had never been in that situation. And she had 2 small kids and a crazy husband. And so yeah, you know, talk to your kids about whatever is going on. Talk to them about experiences that you've had. Um, I get, because people don't really know. And I mean, people laugh at me, but I say anything I do at this point in my life, I'm already a success because to some of my family members, and these are, my sister can vouch for me. I've had people tell me that I was going to be, and there's nothing wrong with people who live in the projects. Some of the most smartest, talented people in the world have come out of the projects or the ghetto. But that was what they would tell me. You're going to end up pregnant, living in the projects with different baby daddies, on welfare. You ain't going to never be nothing. I had my aunt one time, she bought me this red Tommy Hilfiger dress. And I was getting ready to go to work, and she got mad at me, and she was like, you look like a prostitute anyway. And I was like, you buy me this dress, and then you tell me I look like a prostitute. I never took anything else from her to this day. I will not take nothing from her. Nothing. Because that was so hurtful. Just the things that they would say, like, before my husband, I didn't really have any serious relationships. The last relationship I had was with this Bosnian guy. And I did not know that people in my family was calling me a bed wench. And the things that they were saying about me. So when the relationship ended, they thought that it was because he just didn't want me anymore. But it was a mutual type situation. But that is what they portrayed me as. And my family didn't meet my husband until 2 days, like the day before my wedding. I got engaged in December. They didn't meet my husband until the day before the wedding. And because of their opinions of me and who they thought I was, they automatically assumed that my husband was white. Yeah, some people are secure. Some people are just mean, or some people just don't know how. Sometimes I still get upset with my family, but I really try not to because I often ask myself, what could they have been going through that was so ugly and so painful that they had to lash out? People who are really hurting inside and who feel really insecure or who are trying to cover up their dirty little secrets will do things to other people or drag other people down so that it takes away from what's going on in their life. So this is what I always tell people when they say, this person mistreating me. Well, what's going on in their life that makes them so miserable that they have to do it to you? And then when you start to look at it, you can start to see what is causing them to have that type of reaction towards you. And they don't even understand that you are going through things. They don't understand that you are going through things and they're making your life a living hell. But that's the thing. Perception is everything. Like when I first started on YouTube, I didn't do lives. I wasn't ashamed of my life because I've never been the type of person to be ashamed of anything that goes on in my life. If I did it, I did it. So nobody can blackmail me. But yeah, it's just one of those things. That's the seafood boil, y'all. So it's just one of those things where like you can't you can't blackmail me, you know. Even to like my ex best friend, like she knows a lot about me, but she don't know everything, and I'm glad about that because she could probably be the one to pull the trigger to get me arrested. But it's just one of those things. Like people, my husband has always told me people will paint you in the roles to which they see befitting for you, and that's true. Um, I live a type of lifestyle that most of my aunts would have loved to have. They wanted to be housewives. They wanted to have a different type of lifestyle, but that never happened for them. So sometimes, like, I still get like people talking shit no matter what I do. In fact, some people don't see YouTube as a some people don't see YouTube as a job, for me. But to me, it is a job. Yes, honey, we still live, but it's just, you know, I have my days where I still feel bad about a lot of things, and I still struggle with a lot of things. But I'm a constant work in progress. But I, I try not to treat people the way they treat me. Um, I try to be really sensitive with my words, and if I can't give you advice on something that I know, I don't talk about it, or I'll point you into the direction to where I feel like you can receive the best help. Hey, honey. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You can't look at a person and tell what they've been through, where they come from. Um, you can see a man who looks poor who can have a 200 million gazillion dollars in the bank, and then you can see somebody driving around in a nice car with a nice house and they up debt. They're trying to portray a lifestyle and they in debt over their head, you know. And everything I feel like with this new age generation and even some millennials, it's all about image. And yes, you want things to look good, but people are not being realistic with life. You know, people are not being realistic, and that's another reason why I decided to start going live and talking to y'all, because I would get a lot of, like, when I first started, I would get a lot of comments, and then as the channel improved, like the quality of lighting, I got better at doing my makeup. People were like, "Oh my God, I love you. You have such a perfect life. You have life goals," and I'm like, "Bitch, I am not your life goals. You don't want to sit a day in my drawers." Um, but that was what made me decide to start talking more about myself and the things that I've been through, because I didn't want people looking at me on the channel and thinking like, "Oh, I have a perfect life." I don't have a perfect life. I have perfect moments. I have perfect days, but I have a life um, full of imperfections that are mine, and I own them, and they're beautiful. Um, and that's how I try to look at things. I mean, some days, you know, I had days where I just don't want to get out of the bed. And I used to laugh about it because I used to watch, me and our friend used to watch this show, Will and Grace. And when Grace and her husband broke up, she had this scene where she was like, "I don't want to get out of bed. Maybe I want to stay in bed and cry." And I realized, like, from watching that show, like, how important it is to say, "Okay, I'm not okay. I'm allowed to feel that. I'm allowed to cry and process my emotions." Because when you don't cry and you don't process your emotions, that's when you have problems. And as Black women, we're always told we have to be strong. Don't ever let them see you cry. Don't ever let them see you sweat. And in some cases, you don't need to let a motherfucker know that they hurt your feelings. But it's important to express how you feel. And maybe you don't have to do it with tears, but it's important to express how you feel in that moment or shortly after that moment. And then it's okay to go and sit somewhere and do the ugly cry and process what happened. It's also, I also recommend when you get upset with somebody, don't open your mouth. And I'm guilty of that, but that's something that I've been working on for years. When you get upset with somebody, step outside of your body just for 5 seconds and be quiet. Shut the fuck up, basically. And process the situation and see if you're overreacting. Or take a couple of days and then address the situation. Because once it comes out, you can't take it back. And even if that person says they forgive you, if you say something hurtful to them, you've left an ugly stain on their heart. You've left a mark on their heart because in that moment you said how you felt, and how do they know that you didn't feel that way for real? So when you're upset or you're angry, or process what you say before you say it. Say it to yourself and think about it. Well, am I mad because I didn't understand what was going on, or am I just being an asshole? And I have asshole tendencies. So I definitely try to be very careful with my words. And sometimes it's not easy. Especially with like my loved ones. Because yeah, at the end of the day, all you have is your words. And everybody doesn't process things the same way. And also too, you have to learn that everybody is not going to receive love and admiration the way you do. The way I want to receive love may be different from the way you receive love. It's called love languages. Some people need words of affirmation. Some people need gifts. Some people need motivation. Some people need kind words. Some people need quality time. Everybody has a different love language. If you want to help the people around you, let them know what your love language is. And also know that as you get older, your love language changes. And other people changes. For a long time, my love language was gifts. Now, it's more of words of affirmation or tell me I did a good job or something like that. I still like gifts, but as I've gotten older, priorities have changed and my love language has changed. So you just have to learn when you learn yourself and you're able to express yourself to people and what you desire, it's a lot easier for people to meet you in the middle on your side of the line, and then you can cross over and meet them too. But you have to. It's a work in progress. It's a lot of hours of therapy. Um, it's a lot of hours of silent time. No, it's not getting cold. It's actually too hot to eat. If I try to eat the crab right now, it would burn my mouth. But yeah, it's just it's all in how you deal with things. But life is weird. You can't don't let these people on and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter fool y'all. Cause their life ain't golden. It's not. Their life ain't golden. Nobody has a perfect life. Trust me. If life is that perfect, you about to die. So, I'm gonna take the sausage. Hot. See the steam still coming off of it? That's hot. I need some water. I need some milk. Story time. That's hot. Mm. That sausage is good, y'all. It's spicy. Woo. Woo. Oh, drop that one. Woo. That was hot. Just had a little head off. I split the bags. So, to clean the, hot shit. I split the bags to clean them. So, it is a way you can clean shrimp without taking the shell off so that the seasoning will stay in the shrimp. Oof. That's the sauce. Oh. 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 I don't know if y'all can see the steam, but it's still really hot. That sauce is good. It is good, y'all. That, it's hot. Mm. Well, let the food cool. Okay, baby Frida. Well, I'm gonna get off here. Fix my husband some food and let him finish watching the game. And I will see y'all later this week. I'll see y'all later this week. I'll update y'all at the ooh, that spiciness. I'll update y'all at the end of the week about the garden and about what's going on for surgery. And that's pretty much it. I love y'all. Enjoy y'all Sunday night. It's Saturday. And is it Sunday? No, it's Saturday. And I'll be talking to y'all throughout the week, let y'all know what's going on. And I'm gonna try to catch up on the Harry's wedding and try to watch it all the way through because y'all Meghan look beautiful. And I guess that's it. And I'm finna eat. Me and the hubby's gonna eat. And then take a shower. I love y'all. Hashtag Bam Bam Gang. Y'all go and over on my Instagram page, click in over there. I'm gonna call you after we eat, okay, baby Frida? And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Y'all enjoy y'all Saturday nights. And y'all going out, be safe. No drinking and driving. Calling the Uber is cheaper. And I'll see y'all later. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Alfreda, give me 30 minutes, okay? And I'm going to call you. I promise. I love y'all. Have a good night.